Hey guys, Training Dummy here, and today we're going to take a deep dive into Uber Aberroth. That's right, the big scary dude of last Epoch. The main reason of making this video is because total kills on Uber Aberroth are still too low, so hopefully this video will help someone to down him. There are some cheesy builds with bugged interactions and snapshotting which I will not go over because this video is a full breakdown of how to kill the boss doing proper mechanics, so you would be able to tackle him in the future seasons. I have released Glyph and Runes guide, item farming guide, late game crafting guide, and a build showcase for a racing strike. If you combine all this information and this video for Uber Aberroth guide, I believe you can take on this boss. I only played Sentinel so far this season. I downed the boss on the Racing Strike, Warpath, and Judgment Paladin. I think the Racing Strike is by far the superior way to practice on the boss because you do high damage, but you still have to dodge skills, which makes it an excellent choice for learning mechanics. Let's dig in, shall we? I will break down the boss entirely from 100 to 0, showcase all of his abilities with video footage. First up, the arena skills. These are the environmental skills that will be going on for the entire fight. Black balls, they do low damage. It's okay to get hit by them if it's at the cost of doing high damage to the boss. If you do hit by them, they will leave a low damaging puddle. Try to leave them on the outside arena because in the last phase, the arena will shrink, and if you drop too many in the middle, it can cause problems. Standing in a puddle also applies Frailty of Aberroth stacks, which you do not ever want to stack up because you will lose all your damage and leech. Second arena skill, Beams. Low damage ability also applies Frailty stacks if you stand in them, so move out. The real danger with the beam is the longer the fight goes on, the more of them you will get. So it's important to try to position the beams so they're not all over the place, since the arena in the last phase will shrink. There is no one correct way of stacking beams, but in general, it's safe to keep them vertical down the middle. If your build does low damage, you might want to spread them a little bit, because if you stack too many in one spot, they might do too much damage for you to handle. After watching my footage, I noticed the beams happen in intervals of 18 seconds, so you can kinda get in the rhythm of when they are happening. These are Aberroth's main abilities that he will do entire fight, so it's important to memorize them. Basic attack 1, simple flail swing, low danger. Basic attack 2, jumping flail attack. It's pretty high damage, try to avoid getting hit by it. Pretty big hitbox on the side he is holding the weapon. Frontal skill 1, triple slam. This is a lethal ability, dodge it always. 3 effective ways to dodge it, simply evade or run through the boss. His backside is the safe spot. Second way is to memorize his smashing pattern, which is always the same. Front, his right side, his left side. So if he's facing you, front, his right, your left, his left, your right. Easy to remember this is that the hand that he's holding his weapon is his right hand. So that's the dangerous second spot. Go to number 3 and back to number 1 after he finishes the front slam. There's also a third way. I see misinformation about the pizza slams on this boss. They're actually not like this. There are safe spots in the gaps. If you have mastered the fight and feel confident enough, you can simply stand AFK and damage the boss without any DPS loss. But this is more advanced and it depends on the stuff that is happening around you, of course. Frontal skill 2, the ground trail thingy. I don't know what the name does, but it's a lethal ability that leaves high damaging trail on the ground. Avoid getting hit by the initial hit and do not stand in this trail. Next up we have spells. These always cycle in order. It's important to remember this because one of these is very beneficial for you. The first spell, Blue Hole. Don't stand in it. Spawns tiny balls that go around clockwise. Medium damage, not that scary, but they do apply chill, so it's best to dodge them. Second spell, Fire Hole. Super important. This is how you clear the puddles from the black balls in the arena. Use this properly to clear all the middle of the arena, if necessary. Don't stand in it, it deals medium damage. Third spell, Spinning Boomerang Thingy. Deals high damage. Can sometimes be hard to see with everything else going on. The boss will always cycle these spells in order. Doesn't mean he will do them all in a row. He has a cooldown between them as he weaves in basic attacks and frontals, but the order will never change. So if you see him do the blue hole, you know that at some point soon the fire hole is coming up. So be aware if you need to clear any puddles. Last ability to cover is the Big Bonk. This he will do at start of the fight, and in the last phase when arena shrinks. It's a deadly ability you must dodge at all costs. That's all the info we need for phase 1. Let's play it out now. The first beam goes off, now there will be another beam every 18 seconds for the rest of the fight. The boss starts off the fight with a big bonk. There's a wind up, which gives us time to do free damage. Try to learn the timing here because the more damage you do, the better. The initial hit is at the center in the circle, so it's safe to hover next to him. He gets his first shield here at 80% HP. Right after the big bonk, he casts Blue Hole. The next type of attack he does will depend on how much damage you have pushed. We get a basic attack into Triple Slam. I use Evade to get behind him because Evade gives me Frenzy thanks to Nihilist Amulet. At around 76% HP, phase 2 gets triggered. If the boss is locked in an animation, here you can actually push his HP all the way down to 64%. Otherwise, he becomes immune. There are a few things happening now. The arena gets new ability, 2 walls of winds that root you if you step in them. They're easy to dodge, should not cause a lot of trouble. A Harbinger spawns in the top left corner of the map. The boss is immune to damage as long as the Harbinger is alive. There are a few ways to approach this. You can just stand on the boss and wait for the Harbinger to come to you. Wait for a beam to place it properly and then go kill the Harbinger. Or just rush to the spot before it even spawns and just kill it. Be aware that the boss gains 2 new ranged abilities here. The first is Fireball Machine Gun, that he will do instantly if you leave his melee range. It's a dangerous ability that does a lot of damage. Luckily, Aberroth is not the smartest guy, so you can simply dodge this because he will channel it in a cone, leaving you a lot of space to work with. After taking care of Harbinger, we can rush back to the boss. I utilize Healing Hands here. You see how careless I am? I've killed this boss so many times. Be more careful than me. At 64%, his next shield activates. Second spell triggers, which is the Fire Hole. That allows me to clear the few black balls here. Dodge the Triple Slam, and then he does the other new ranged ability, Blue Ball Machine Gun. I hope you guys like these names. It does high damage, avoid taking hits from it. Luckily, it is again easy to dodge, just don't be in the boss's vision. Basic attack 2. Third spell activates, the Spinning Boomerang. You can see it sliced me pretty good here. Next phase activates as we push him past 60%. He gets the next shield at 50% HP. He decided to do his Fireball Machine Gun. He could have done anything at this point. What really changes in this phase is the arena. It gets divided into 4 parts. Fire puddles that do fire damage, waves that do cold damage and apply slow and chill, lightning zappy things that apply shock, making you take more damage per stack, and swirlies here that apply frailty if you stand in them. This is where some sort of cleanse comes in handy. I'm raw dogging it without any cleanse at all. Just don't stand in stuff, right? I'm struggling to do damage to him here because he's in an awkward spot. So we gotta drag him out. We finally broke his shield and pushed him below 50%, which triggers the next phase. He will not do the ranged abilities anymore for the rest of the fight. Forget about them. He becomes immune again. There's a Harbinger that spawns, this time at the top right of the map. You see, I carefully make my way over there, and the reason is because the boss gains a new ability that will last only for this phase, the Necrotic Wave thingy. Multiple Necrotic Waves. It's pretty long range, about half the arena. Be very careful not to get hit by it. Each wave you get hit by applies Curse of Aberroth, which reduces your resistances permanently by 10 per stack. And it can't be cleansed. He will always do it when the Harbinger spawns, so be aware how you approach this and think about where the boss is at all times. Here goes the second spell, Firehole. My middle is clear from balls, so I just drop it randomly here. Keep in mind the next spell is going to be Boomerang when the arena closes in, so that could be dangerous. Avoid the Triple Slam and the waves. Jumping attack into Triple Slam, and we bring him down to 30%. This is where he regains his HP all the way up to 80%. At this point, he will never do wave ability again. Forget about it. This is the last phase. The arena starts shrinking, and the boss gets his final ability he stole from Goku from Dragon Ball Z. There are 2 steps to his spell. First, he will channel a wide cone in front of him. Then he will release a big blast at your position. It's a very lethal ability. Make sure you dodge it. but you can manipulate where he's going to shoot his load by sidestepping it at the last second. After he's finished, he will slowly walk to the left side of the arena, where he will start channeling his big bonk from phase 1 again. This time the arena is way smaller, and this is where the beam placement and the puddle placement is very important. See how many beams are not that pretty? Try to do them better than me at this attempt, especially if you do less damage. Simply dodge his big bomb to the right side of the circle and you're safe. DPS uptime is very important here, as you don't want to prolong this phase too much. He gained his last shield of the fight at 20% HP. He just will keep doing his abilities again from here on out. There goes the next spell, which was Boomerang, like I talked about earlier. Few basic attacks into triple slam. This is where Cleanse comes in handy, which I don't have available at the moment. He does a wide beam, I simply bait it to the middle and dodge down. Just keep dancing around him. He drops the trail on the ground behind him, so it's not safe to go there. It's a no-go zone for me. So instead of running behind him, I sidestep the triple slam and he dies, as a Racing Strike has execute at 10% boss HP. This was a pretty average attempt, just to show you how fair the fight is, even without cleanse and bad beam placement. If you learn all these mechanics, you can do it. Now I know what you will say, you have Immortal Wise Gloves, 3LP World Splitter, gear this, gear that. Well, as you wish, here goes the second video. I will use worse items and kill him again. In the second attempt, I will not pause the fight, but I will still comment on it so you know what's happening. I have no cleanse, I switched my 3LP World Splitter for 1LP, I switched Immortal Wise Gloves for my alt leveling gloves, which will make me take increased damage, so I need to make the beams a lot cleaner. I'm at 3.5k HP and only 780 mana. I think this is as fair as it gets for Erasing Strike build. It's worse than you will have for your attempts, I guarantee it. It's all about learning the boss mechanics and doing the fight properly, because it is a fair fight. Okay, let's get into it. I bait the laser slightly away so I can freely stand and damage the boss. I bait him down in preparation for second beam. First ball comes out. Let's dodge triple slam. We push him to next phase. Since I left the boss range, I bait his fireballs here. I dash vertically up to prepare the next beam and bait the Harbinger to come to me. Try to quickly take care of her. Second spell activates. Second ranged ability, easy to dodge. Triple slam. Boomerang out, so next will be the blue hole. Bait the trail up here. Luckily he decides to do his ranged ability, so free damage. Arena is divided into 4 zones now, and we just keep doing the mechanics. Since he used the blue hole, I know that fire hole is coming up, so I need to clear these puddles. We push him now. Instead of rushing for the Harbinger, I wait for him to use the Wave Pulse. Boomerang out. This is fairly simple, we just dodge everything we have learned. He regains HP back to 80 and he does the Kamehameha. Walk to the left side of the center for big bonk. Blue hole, so I know fire will come next. Baiting the trail outside, so I have space to work with here. Clearing puddles and utilizing lay on hands to move out of danger. Running out of mana here, by the way, so I can't spam DPS. So it took longer than I'm used to. Alright, that's it. Full gear, 1 LP World Splitter, 3 LP Siphon with failed Fizz Res Slam, 3 LP Gloves with increased damage taken, terrible item, don't use this. Decent Boots, failed Second Slam Anchor, failed Midnight, no cleanse on belt, basically 1 LP chest, reduced channel cost helmet for Warpath, and 1 LP Nihilus. So that's about it. Again, main things to be aware of are all the abilities he does entire fight. The specific ones he does each phase, you will simply get past those as you put in some tries for the boss. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that this will help anyone out there to finally kill the boss. Thank you guys for watching. Training Dummy out.